the technique of the week would be snapping twig. Snapping twig is actually the last of the one-handed push techniques. If we remember, the first two are actually with the right side, which would be trigger salute and glancing salute. And then the last two would actually be with the left side, and that would be repeating mace and snapping twig. Now, one of the interesting things to notice within the first two techniques is that when I do trigger salute, I'm stepping in with the right side and I'm throwing a palm strike, then I follow up with an elbow, so it's an open hand strike. When I go right ahead and do glancing salute, I also do the same thing. I go right ahead and throw a palm strike, then I go right ahead and follow up with an elbow. Now, in this technique, what's going to happen is that now we're going to be doing the opposite to that. So instead of throwing a palm strike, now we're going to be doing a hammer fist strike, then we're going to follow up with an elbow, okay? So it's going to be a close-handed weapon. So what we do in this case is this, okay? You have the opponent that's pushing with the left hand. I'm going to be taking a step back with the left side. And as I take a step back, I'm going to go right ahead and just, it's almost like I want to slap my shoulder here, okay? But as I'm doing this, the slap really acts as a check, okay? Because what happens is that if I palm strike the opponent this way, and I don't keep that hand here, that hand is going to go right into my face. So the slapping hand in this case, acts as a check. What we're doing is that as we step back, so the left hand, you're slapping your shoulder, and basically as we're doing this, that acts as a check. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why we do the slap. But the other thing is that as we take a step back, is that it can act as a diversion toward the push, because you're slapping the hand. And basically that's what we're doing. So we step back, and then by hitting the hand, it's going to distract the opponent. And then the other reason why we do the slap is that it acts as a timing device, okay? And what we mean by that is that the moment that I'm slapping the hand is that the moment that I'm palm striking. It's all coordinated with the slap. And then the last reason why we do a slap in the Kenpo system is that it can be used as a weapon. And we do that right at the very end, right as I go right into the sandwich elbow palm strike. So what we're doing in this technique is this: we take a step back, we palm strike here, and then right from here I go into a crane hand, and then I pull the opponent this way, creating a frictional pull as I go into a hand sword. And here I go in a forward bow stance. I hammer fist strike right into the mandible or right into the temple as I shuffle in with an inward elbow and then a left heel palm strike. And then from here I can cover up, okay? So I'll do that one more time. So stepping back, palm strike, and then crane hand, left hand sword, right hammer fist strike, inward elbow with a palm strike, creating a sandwich effect. Okay, I'll demonstrate this slowly with me. So as he's pushing, see, I hit here. Okay, again, if that hand's not here, see, that hand can slap me right across the face. So I want to create a check. From here I go into the crane hand, and then I do a frictional pull as I hand sword, hammer fist strike right to the mandible, and then strike him. Okay, then from there I can cover up. Okay, I'll do that one more time. So here he comes in, palm strike, left hand sword, right hammer fist strike, inward elbow, and then left heel palm strike. Okay, so that was the technique snapping twig. Now, an interesting thing about this technique is that how this technique actually relates to one of our other push techniques in purple belt, because in purple belt we have 3 push techniques. We have snapping twig, we have parting wings, and then we have hooking wings. So I'm going to bring them in, and we're going to compare this technique in terms of how it relates to really hooking wings, okay? When I go through the first move, see, I take a step back, and I palm strike here. Now, what happens here is that the moment I do this, I do a crane hand, and then I go right ahead. The moment I do a frictional pull here, I do a hand sword. Now, what he's doing, he's also doing a frictional pull to the two-handed low push, but the moment he's doing the frictional pull, he's actually doing a front kick, okay? So here in this technique, what I'm doing is that I'm doing a hand sword as he's doing a front kick. Now from here, what I'm doing is that I go right into a hammer fist strike, and in his case, what he's doing a right hammer fist strike, and he follows up with another hammer fist strike to the other side of the face. In my technique, because the opponent's pushing with one hand, I'm just hitting him with one hammer fist strike, where he's hitting him twice. So from here, see, we do this, left hand sword, hammer fist strike, and then right from here, see, I elbow palm strike, and then he does an elbow, and then he comes down with a palm strike. My elbow and my palm strike are done horizontal. his elbow and the palm strike are done with the same side, but it's done in a vertical plane, okay? So we can see how, snapping twig and hooking wings, they're very similar to each other, they basically apply some of the same ideas, okay? So that was snapping twig, and do not forget to, to subscribe to our channel, okay? Thank you.